Testing. January 7th, 2012. Reality Supreme Being on the air. Also known as HRM Caesar St. Augustine de Buonaparte, presidential candidate. Although what I'm really trying to do is get the people, and it's impossible because the media, the main media, is not going to get me, 100 million, in contact with 100 million people. So they'll know my side of the story and why I'm so pissed and why it's permanent. Okay? Anyway, but before I start any of my ranting and ravings, let's talk about something that's happening here in Canoga Park. Down there on Varial, just north of Sherman Way, there's a cop car bugging a handful of people. I doubt I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 people, all selling their stuff near the sidewalk. It's not blocking anybody, it's not doing anything, but there's a city ordinance that doesn't allow anyone to sell stuff on the sidewalk without a permit or without a city license, and on and on and on. These people are procedure fanatics. They are wacko. You can't have more than 2 yard sales anywhere per year, anywhere in the city. See, the economy wouldn't be as bad if you let these people, everybody, have as many yard sales as they want, because, see, they have to pay their mortgage or their rent. It works like a piggyback, cause and effect. If you screw with that just because of some crappy law that some idiot city council body put into law, then you hurt the banks. Now, the cops tow cars away and impound vehicles. In a way, they're working for, guess who? They're working for the banks. They're working for the mortgage companies. They don't want people living on the street. They are sick in the head. It's okay for them to get a pension for the rest of their life and live like whatever they think they're living like. They're not heroes. None of these people are heroes that you've elected or that are in office. They are morons, idiots, and they should be stripped nude and thrown on an island just like Survivor, worse than Survivor, and let them thin it out for a year or 2 and see what it's like to have nothing. Like in my life, to have every possession taken from me, everything I worked so hard for 30 years, gone because of this crappy city and the people that run it. Oh, I tried to run for mayor. They just came after me over and over again until they managed to take everything. This is what I call civil rights violations, and it's limited with the statute of limitations, because after so much time, 6 months to a year, you can't go after the city, even if you do have an attorney. These people are beyond evil. You have no idea. And anyone that gets on YouTube and even makes one negative comment towards me is the same as the people I'm talking about, the people that need to be stripped nude and thrown on some island so that they know what it's like to have nothing, to be stripped of everything. If I lost everything from a hurricane, an earthquake, a tornado, and I've lost stuff in a mudslide, I can understand that. I don't pitch about that, okay? And the word I said is pitch, rhymes with the B word, so I don't pitch about that because I can't do anything about it. But this stuff, where the color of law is being used to hurt people that are just trying to barely survive, and the cop asked this black guy that was sitting there, who I happen to know, and I won't mention names, where do you live? You still live at such and such street? And he goes, no, I was evicted from there. I have no place anymore. And so, where'd you sleep last night? Like who cares? Who is this cop? He wants to follow this guy, find out where he is so he can go bug him there? See, this is how they think. They are idiots. They are morons. All they do is civil rights violations. It doesn't matter what race or color you are. These people are jerks. Bad enough that some of these swap meet people ask too much for what they're selling, but that's what haggling is all about. So anyway, he's there right now at this time in California at 12:25 on Varial, just one block, not even 1 block, north of Sherman Way, handing out tickets to everybody for being there. Actually, I was looking at something, and the cop says, oh, this guy's closed. You have to go away. I looked at him, I'm glad I have my sunglasses on. What a creep. What a bald-headed cue ball creep. So, these are the kind of people that harass people that are on the street. And it doesn't matter So here I am, 5 minutes of this recording. I've talked about their problems instead of mine. And just to show you, I'm not the only one. Yeah, I have more than 100 videos and less than 500 people that have looked at all my videos since they came to my house, set fire to my house, impounded all my cars, all the under the sneaky, conniving crap under the table stuff that they did to me. And now that the damage is done, there's no recovery. So, you know, these they're sick. They don't. And if the media really interviews them, like Figueroa recently was on TV last night saying, "Oh, he had a horrific childhood. He reveals all of his family secrets and what happened to him." Really, that's interesting. He certainly hasn't learned anything from it. He's a jerk still. A jerk as a kid, deserved what he got, and certainly deserves it to be done to him again. So anyway, so the media doesn't interview me. They don't care. And even if they did, it wouldn't get me elected president. Certainly it would be local media release. It wouldn't be nationwide like Romney or Newt Gingrich or I should say Newt Gangrene or idiot Obama. Obama, who that happens to coincidentally rhymes with Osama bin Laden. So, you know, this is not, it's wrong. If I could get a message out to every person in the United States that likes me or dislikes me, doesn't matter. If you dislike me, send me a penny. But I'd have to get the message to everybody all at one time so that everybody all at one time would send me a penny. Then I'll take all those pennies, I cash them in, and then I leave the United States because I'd have enough money to leave. If 100 million people send 100 million pennies, how much is that? I'm sure any one of you would just love to have that many people send you 1 penny. But that's not going to happen. You know why? Because the media is controlled. They would rather give publicity to the guy that set fire, who in my previous video, I have my reasons for saying it. I said, good, those people deserve to have their cars on fire. But they give him more media and his mom attention than they've ever given me. And I dare them to give me unedited, uncensored attention because I'd make the media look bad as well. Because they have been so skewed and have been controlling the media for so long that they have control. They have control because they work hand in hand with the Bilderberg Group, the Trilateral Commission, the Council on Foreign Relations, the International Monetary Fund. This is beyond argument. And the only reason the majority of people, or the unanimous number of people in the United States don't get up and revolt is because they all have something to lose. Their house, their car, you know, they can't afford to be harassed by the police. Even though they don't realize that there's 100 million of you out there, and 100 million people against all the police forces, let me tell you who's going to win. The 100 million people. There would be a lot of casualties, but just with their fist, they could beat the hell out of every police officer, and the casualties on the 100 million side would be very little. And the police officers, they'd all be out of business, along with their crappy attitude, along with their fake attitude. Hello, sir. Hello, ma'am. You know, along with the mayor, the city councils across the whole United States. You've got a crappy system, no matter what city you live in. If there's even tiny amount of unfairness, it is not a free country. And if all of you, like I said, collectively pay into the tax brackets, you're paying money that goes 75% goes to the military, and you kill innocent men, women, and children. Like in my beginning videos in 2009, where they came to my house and raped me over and over again. I was molested when I was 3 years old. I would rather put up with being molested again than to, if I'd known I was going to go through all this hassle with these crazy, contradictory, crappy people in power. I would say, hey, I'll take the molestation rather than the other stuff, because at least there's some pleasure in it. There isn't with them. There's nothing but scars, pain, memory, hurt, anxiety, and ABC, CBS, NBC, CNN, you can all go effing to hell because you don't deserve to be on the air, because you don't give equal publicity to people. You Instead, you'll take my 100 videos and you'll splice out things so that you'll say, you'll have me saying only the bad things so people will think bad of me. But they've never met me. They haven't seen an unedited, uncensored portion of all the things I've said. So, you know, it goes without saying. Let's talk about DNA for a minute. In the past, I've mentioned how big every person is and why it's wrong to kill people. I didn't say it's wrong to punish people. I think they should all learn lessons, but not punishment that goes beyond what the person deserves. And if there is to be some kind of punishment, it has to be a constructive punishment, something that teaches them something. This doesn't teach anybody anything. It only teaches them anxiety, hurt, anger, bitterness, and it will continue until the right person gets in power. And you can't do it with the president. You can't do it with a congressman. You can't do it with a state senate assembly. You can't do it with mayors or governors. It has to be an emperor. It has to be a total dictatorial emperor above the president, above the vice president, above the Congress and the lousy Senate, above the, what I call the Senate. United States Senate, 6 letters in the United, 6 letters in states, and 6 letters in Senate, 666. Ronald Wilson Reagan, 6 letters in the first name, 6 letters in the middle, 6 letters in the last name. 666. You know, it's just a game on words, a play on numerals on words. But what isn't a play is the way they did. And let me tell you, Ronald Reagan was a total disease on this country. Every president has been a disease on this country. The way you handle things is beyond evil. So, I'm going to be broke again this month, and I'm actually short. They're probably going to overlock me on one of my storages because no one wants to help. I'm asking for a penny for all of you to send your messages out to everybody. Say there's this poor guy, his teeth are broken, his life has been made a total disaster because of Los Angeles, the city and county, and all these officials that did him damage for menial. If there were any violations, there were menial and trickery. Above all, definitely trickery in court. And so they did all these damages, and now they can walk away thinking that they've done their duty. No, they haven't done their duty. They've done their duty as far as evil is concerned. Literally, the devil, Satanistic evil. That is the duty they've done. To people like me, to hundreds of thousands of people across the United States, I don't care who you are, what police officer you are, what city official you are, what county or government or federal, state, local, you're all evil. If I had the power that Jehovah, supposedly this alleged God that existed during Moses' time, that had the power to make it rain manna from heaven and part the Red Sea and plague of frogs and cause the firstborn of every Egyptian to die, I'd wipe you all out. If I had that power, you'd be gone. Like that. I'd make you reappear on the planet Mars, where you would last probably 10 seconds. And that's how pissed off you have done to my mind, my heart, my soul, if I have any left. And there will never be common ground between us, ever. You are all evil. I will always hate you. And American citizens feel the same way about you. You're keeping me prisoner here. Oh, I can leave, but I have to leave with nothing? What do I have to account for 30 years of hard work? All my labor equity was stolen, destroyed, from trickery, from using the color of law. You took everything from me. And now all I have is what little I have left in the storages, and even that is being threatened. I can't live anywhere without some kind of threat over me. Human. Man-made threat. Not a natural disaster. A man-made threat. Every day. And that's what makes you people all evil. The media included, especially, because the media should at least do me the favor of notifying everybody about this kind of tape and say, send poor Caesar a penny each. All of you. 100 million people. What's going to hurt you? You lose pennies on the street every day. If you sent me 100 million pennies, bye, USA. And I'd write nothing but hate books about the United States from wherever I went. That I promise you I would do. And I'd never stop until I died.